You got mails and stuff. So let's see what I can do. Let me get my things opened up here. Screens. Join Little Dumb Buckets franchise. Beginning in less than 3 months, like 2.5 months. It's free. It is free. Alright, won't begin if nobody joins. So you gotta all join and stuff. Capiche? Excellent. So, all levels welcome to server 2 and above. Just contact me and you're in pretty much. Unless you behave yourselves. You don't gotta worry about nothing. You don't gotta worry about how bad you feel. Nice. Let's do this. Alright. This is gonna be good. So every once in a while I'm gonna put that as the title, see if I can get anyone to join. I'd rather put Jesus as king than this, but I want some people to join the damn thing. So I need some people to join this thing. Even if it's just a small amount, as long as some people join it. Alright. Let's see what I can do here. I gotta get 504. I gotta get 504 for the game reserves. I have a link to the site. All the counters, I'm on most of them. But luckily, I need to get 504. Let me test it. Make sure the connection's okay. Seems okay. Let me start capturing the site here. I'm never gonna get that platinum. I'm bloody credible. The only way for me to get platinum is to have people play that know what the fuck they're doing and play well with me. Just like, what's it called? That we play well together. A group of people that play well. Like that play the same style or know how to play with each other and stuff. So these random teammates are destroying my rankings. We're not used to playing with each other. I need people to get used to playing with me so that I can win enough times to reach that fucking platinum. It's taking forever. I got it on the snow day. For a short time. Got that on snow day. A few months ago. I want to get it on 300. Snow day isn't really like. This is like the official thing, like the 300. This is what I want to get. 300. dirty sea. Some doesn't everything. So about 2.5 years to go. Small group, one large, one piece of small group. To start the franchise. It's good. That's good stuff. Yeah. Good. It's more like what are they called? Racial trophies. We give like racial trophies to really the franchise gets to pick best players or the franchise and all that kind of crazy shit. I'm trying to there was only three shots was effective. There's two other people join and then just video games. I don't think they do. So now I don't play this. I don't play sometimes. Mine looks like it's a good first two. It's got Apex, it's got Rocket League, it's got Super Smash I think Charge Only the ones that are Apex. Super Smash Bros. Granted. I rented it, I did rent it. case, okay, there's so much shit. So much. 6 inches. Dim graphics and shit. It's like float graphics. It's all stuff. So, and it's just blowing up, so it's like, you don't really get HD there. You don't really get any HD on that. Unless you play like the handheld. On the handheld thing. Goodness. Well, you can't even stream it. Not back then, you couldn't even stream it. System's working out. System's working. I've become Donkey Kong. So it's Mario Brothers Fighters for play the other systems. PC is the only unit thing that you this is a laptop PC. You know, desktop. This console's version. Janking everybody's saying with that motion. Janking everybody's saying. Plug-in scan. Plug-in shortage of systems. Companies like Formanatry, whatever the fuck is called, they're allowed to do a scan. They're not the PlayStation card. You get scanned with card. If you get scanned with definitely the knowledge. All the bank. That chance to get really fucking scanned. PlayStation. PayPal is the same shit. They don't give money back if you get scanned. It's fucked. They say if you know you get scanned, they put it into your phone. How do you get scanned? But you're not reaching anything. This gold is really scare everybody that they scare everybody this too. Get this. Look how serious it is. nothing for the dream of peace. What a dream of peace. Lost government. Shrinks up in field slash science, aka license nonsense. We see something. We pause for a second. Let's go and see if this is real. What happened to my live stream on Facebook? There's some pretty familiar news. Business. I suppose we got some kind of shots with it. We got some kind of shots. This house is 2 people. This is the kind of shit that keeps me together. This is the kind of shit that keeps me together. People looking at shit. I get the information. This is the kind of shit that keeps me together. I'm better off playing one. Shit. This is the kind of shit that keeps me from getting it back. I'm better off playing one. That's not good. That's good. People believe it. This shit. We're living for no fucking reason. What is this shit? Alright, so that was lovely. Let's keep trying to something worse. Go around in circles. See like we're at the ball. I'm gonna go around in circles, see if I can hit that ball. I'm gonna take it away from me at the last second. Let's figure things out. Let's do this. Just take it away. Another monster. Sit across this way. And that's very nice that you see. Because it's very easy to sit around and fucking be a calm as well. And just say, okay, say, not the fucking road. Rather than carry that cross on your back and say, Satan, go fuck yourself. You're not running this fucking road. People don't do that, do they? Yes, that's it. Fucking road. So yeah, not employed to 300 Ps. Who are the 300 Ps? The government, law enforcement, strings and related field slash science, aka license officers. So yeah, I'm not saying anything. Let's see what this shit is. Carry that cross. So you're doing absolutely fucking nothing. Greatness, great. Be honest. Let's not do this shit every day. As far as the field peace is concerned, like a field shows to this peace, you gotta take action. You gotta stand up for yourself and not avoid that shit. Just praying and gotta get that result. That requires more prayer. This is all about prayer. But if we jack shit, but the creative piece of all that work. So how can not anyone be Christians if they do not call the Lord creative piece? It's impossible. How can people call themselves Christians and not avoid the creative piece? So Jesus said, okay, you're right. I give up. Please don't put me on this mess. You're right. You're right to God. You're right treats me with food. God was with me. But please don't show. He didn't say that. He didn't say to the government that they're right. That's good. You got killed. He didn't say, well, all you're right. That's good. You got killed. He said, Christians, yeah, I'm wrong. Everything I'm saying is wrong. Yes, you wouldn't be well if you didn't. But we are all doing that. So we're learning nothing from Christ. It's important to focus Satan by not avoiding the created peace. No, I'm right, but nobody does nothing about it. Nobody does it. Nobody is doing shit about it. This is part 5. Let's see. Why isn't that thing marked anymore? That book marked. For some reason it's not marked. I'm going to put that little note thing. Like I should know. I'm going to watch it. How much? This up again. So it's $3. Goodness. This shit, I think I could. Yeah, watch this stuff. Maybe if I get that. Number 6. See what I can do. If you want to watch a good TV show that Americans are making it, you gotta go far. You gotta go far. Americans are making it. If I can just follow all the hip hopsters and all the fucking pride wolfers out there. Hip hopster and pride wolfers. They're the ones who get the orders from TV or movies and series. So if you want to watch TV shows, you gotta go far and watch the garbage that Americans are making. You want to make everybody happy. I'm going to do it. Freaking up we want to make everybody happy except the people that are right. We want to make all these assholes happy except the people that are doing right. So we want to make people watch the TV shows, watch the foreign series. Watch the series. Forget that series. So, oh, wait a second. I'm the wrong color. That's what it was. This kind of advertising that that's just not so bad. But it's still entertaining because it's terrorist worship. It's advertising that's just not so bad. There's also about supernatural things. Supernatural and it's kind of advertising that that's worship. And there's also like for police. He's not the police. He's a terrorist. That's what police are, terrorists. So it's kind of like a terrorist. Most shows are terrorist shows. You know why that is? Because there's not many Christians in the world. Some people that follow us. So it's racist. You gotta earn that fucking title. Just like the titles of pastors, you gotta earn that. You can't get that shit at the fucking academy like people are doing. Fucking pastor. Oh, I'm a pastor. I got my little degree at the academies. I got a custom made piece of toilet paper. So this means I'm legit. That's horseshit. You're legit when Christ says this guy is legit. And that horseshit piece of toilet paper from the academy is above Christ. It cannot speak for Christ, so it's superficial. At least it's not superficial and not legit. At best, it's questionable. At best, it's either questionable or not legit. At best, questionable. These little Christian-made pieces of toilet paper that people get in their accounts, saying that they're this and that preachers or little badges saying, "Oh, I have authority now." Little badges, "Oh, I have authority." This world is Christ's world. You got no fucking authority. Power has no power. All power belongs to Satan. Man is not supposed to have power, especially not organized power. All power belongs to Satan. And when you see the history of events that happen, you know that's true. That's not me trying to fill people up with nonsense. It's the fucking facts. People know it, but they're ignorant. They want to ignore all the facts and pretend we're living in a splendid world. But this is the best we can do. And shit. No, it's not the best. We're living amongst cowards who don't do shit to stand up for themselves. Cowards that the police tell them, you better not stand up for yourself. And they listen to the fucking police telling them to not defend themselves. While the terrorists are out doing whatever the fuck they want, and the police are protecting and encouraging. This is the fucked up world run by fucking Satan. I got zero fucking things. Let's look at bookies. How many bookies go to jail? None. The police are part of that little business. They're part of that little business. They're involved in terrorism. They support it and hate it. They support terrorism. Those are about terrorism. Both sides are terrorists. All sides. Notice all wars involve the Americans, right? Invading, destroying people, killing, murdering. It doesn't involve other countries coming here. It involves the Americans going to other countries, bullying everyone in there, destroying them. People here are unarmed. So who did the attacking? It's always the bad guys who do the attacking first, right? Yet the Americans attack first all the time. They're the good guys somehow. They're the good guys somehow. They order for planes to crash against the building. So they can blame it on these people. I don't know, they wiped their hands clean afterwards. No investigations on how it all began. Unfucking credible.
Well, you don't have to tell you anything that stood out in this place. without wanting to notice for those parents.
Ah, 16 minutes. Oh my goodness. You know who ends up being the bad guy, quotes, quotes? Not the guy who does the wrong, but the guy who says this shit is wrong. I'm end up being the bad guy for saying that fucking truth. I end up being the bad guy. I'm not doing anything else except saying the truth, which is good. The truth is good. The truth is, there are a lot of million species out there that have family for fucking people. There are a bunch of church people who have hated me for no fucking reason. That's what I hate. Because the police telling nurses in the hospital to do it. Telling them, encouraging them. That's a fucking plan. I could investigate for something and they could care less. And try to get lawyers, but they're just not easy enough. Talk to the lawyer. Don't get missing. Eventually, stops. It was my money. It was freaking massive. Like big case. She's gonna get to the case that was about against the police. Like I said, not about staff and nurses. They don't give a fuck about that. They want like car crash accidents and shit. They're a bunch of idiots. Don't know much about the history. They're a bunch of fucking idiots. Especially down here with all these fucking Cuban boys. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Disrespectful. Everyone from that country is disrespectful. But I'm the hater because I'm saying the fucking truth about it. I have to go through all the fucking horseshit, and I'm the bad guy for saying the fucking truth. And they treat me like dumb shit. They're a bunch of pricks. That makes me the bad guy somehow. The fucking truth. How am I the fucking bad guy? Go fuck yourself, law enforcement. Go fuck yourself. Stop coming here and threatening me and shit. Go stick your dress up your fucking asshole. Instead of putting me into fucking go say this bullshit. Like the opposite. So let's see what I can do. Let's see what I can do. I'm happy doing this is like I only got 116. Well, yesterday I had a couple of games on the matches. So 113 is it's nothing unusual for me. It's nothing unusual for me. Oh, fuck. Look, I'm gonna watch some of this shit. Flash forwards and stuff. Oh no. Oh shit.
I just want to say how that is
So, pretty cool. That's okay. Because I got a plan.
Challenge the awesomeness of God. It's the conversation tonight. Their presence, their positive,
Man creates a false god, and there's a real God out there. The government is a false and the Satan. That's a fucking priceless. This is Satanism. That's who this government worships. There isn't two altars to worship the Satan. The restless God is equal to Satan. There isn't one. So every God we worship that doesn't have a place is Satan himself. It's Satan. It's Satan. So even the people of East, their God is Satan. That's Son of God. Satan is worship. The God that has a place is Satan. It's just worship. So when the little kids are at school worshiping Satan, that's why Charlotte's like the girls and sisters. That's why Charlotte's teaching the kids to teach Christian language. If you want the kids to teach Christian language, you better consider it Charlotte's. That's exactly how it is. This is flat, it's really, it's fucking Chinese. It's like a kiss. Sometimes it's like Chinese. It's fucking Chinese too. Fucking massive kiss. You're pissing all over this is being able to make sense. It's not listed. It's not listed regardless of the system. It's not this fucking day. Regardless if you're around long, give years, it's not this fucking day. There's no difference between the system. It's not this fucking day. Give a shit for something from future systems. It is not this fucking day. Alright, so let's see what we can do here.
God created rock. It's Thomas Aquinas who's got up syllabus for this month. Okay, so the question, Mr. Oz. Yes.
See what we can do. My goodness. Except the shit. Oh my goodness. Oh. Let's do this. Okay. Back in. Back in. And we got two people playing these people on the camera. They're actually listening. They're actually listening. That dude. What they do it. It's fucking well published. You can actually mistake it. Let's say did that with
Yes. How do you know I have the consequences?
Fucking believable. Let's do this. Let's do this. I guess I put this side for the match. This is fresh. This fucking little bitch just taking this out. I'm about to hit the bottom of that thing, which is. What is this? Oh my goodness.
What does he tell you about me? He worries about this. He worries about me. About what I might do. Mom. You can show me this picture. No. Why not? Because this is about you, baby. When you take off your clothes.
Incredible. Alright, so let's see what I can do here. Incredible. Why don't you try? She resting off. She resting off. She's being like obsessed with me. But she's never not to. She's obsessed with me. Okay,
Just one of the words.
See what we can do. See what we can do. Jesus Christ has blessed us with freedom, but we choose to obey Satan instead. He limits us, tortures us, and seeks to lead the freedom. No, we take away the freedom ourselves by obeying Satan. We can take the one freedom by obeying Satan, by obeying the created beast, Spirit. And it's not just them themselves. They're allowed to Okay, now let's stream on. So pretty much the show is people are innocent of their crimes and stuff. It shows that they had a reason to kill. No, it's a bunch of hypocrisy because you know who are killers? The police. The police kill people every day, they're murderers. They ask Christ for permission to kill people. They don't ask for permission. They're murderers. It's who's around countries invading them, murdering them. They're the ones invading them. They're not being invaded. And then they give you the propaganda, the ad, the whole, you haven't been invaded because we've been intimidated. Prove it. Let the others invade. Let them invade. Prove that you're not trying to build a country by letting others invade. You know what? It's good for this government's guilty of a lot of shit. They're not so fucking innocent. They think they are justice to all the countries out there. They're just using that as a point to do that wrong for all the things. All this publicity is important. Also, those people that are invading, they're invading for no reasons. But for no reason. For the wrong reasons, but for no reasons at all. It's just ridiculous. Get the phone. Represent, doesn't represent you. You represent the country. You're just terrorist. The popes represent the fucking money. And kings and queens that are a bunch of terrorists. That's from the Pope represent. It's superficial and other business agents. People think they represent God. God is represented by Christ. The Pope do not give a shit about Christ. They don't acknowledge him as important. They see him as a dead agent. Dead. Literally dead. The people are kissing the Pope's ass like they're significant. They're like, Popes are worthless. They're less than human. They're less than human because they're of Satan. They derive the Popes derive of Satan. Now, there is this one guy who doesn't seem all that satanic. It's like a bishop, which is like in the, it's like a rope ranking. Bishop is like beneath the Pope, right? And you get the fucking cardinals. There are some that don't seem like a bunch of terrorists. But when they reach the Pope, the point of the Pope, they're like completely fucking terrorists. Completely terrorists. But the Popes are not like the king-headed beast, right? But they are. They are a threat to humanity and destroy the church. They're not at that point. But they do derive from Satan. But the three-headed beasts, they're the problem. They're huge. They're an actual problem that needs to be dealt with. That's the way it's not very easy. Look at it in the picture. It's not valid, right? It's not validated. It's not given any significance value. Not see it as so. Not see it as true. Not give it any value. Give it any purpose. See it as being what it's supposed to be. Not get it all the way back. Give you rules and regulations. The rules and regulations are nothing more. Get it. That's someone who got a match. It's like, you don't answer to Moses. You answer to Christ who told us, spread the word around about God. God. You can talk to him through Christ. So he's telling you, talk to God. But he says to you, the only way to talk to God is to live. So a God without Christ is Satan. And all these folks, they have no Christ. One Christ is dead, so they have no Christ. One Christ is dead, they don't have no Christ. So technically, they answer to Satan. They answer to a God that has no Christ. That's not the same God. That is true. The God of Christ is still alive. The God of Christ has not talked to these folks. Because they're not Christians. They're not Christians. They don't represent God. Christians can represent God through Christ. Because you gotta go through Christ to get to God. It's like a school. You don't go to the principal for anything at all, right? Ask a question in class. You go to the fucking teacher. Jesus Christ is the teacher. You don't go to God directly, but to your teacher, Jesus Christ. Does the government go to the teacher? No, they don't give a fuck about the teacher. They see themselves as the God. The God that's ruling these rights are themselves. themselves for Satan, under Satan. As they leave themselves under Satan's not under the dark nights. So they took the Satan and themselves, but they could do whatever the fuck they want under this false God. That is really Satan. And then good. But I know Satan is not God. It's that. It's the government of the Satan. This is the truth. These are true words. This is ego about something I can think. So I'm not worried about anything because I'm saying and what I think of as the truth, or what actually is the truth. Science and studies have proven absolutely nothing. And the next is some truth for a whole bunch of bullshit that is ruining humanity. Science is created tortures all sorts. They created the lobotomy. They're torturing innocent people. Torturing the innocent people. Now instead of lobotomies, they're doing practically the same thing with pills now. Fucking up people's brain with pills to numb their brains and dead, keeping them from being human. That's science right there. Those are the people you ask help for. And what they're actually doing is torturing you, ruining you for the rest of your life, ruining you completely. And that is satanic bullshit. That's horrible shit right there. And people are supporting this Mormon's message. They're seeing it as a good thing, as help. And it's helping no one be saved. It's destroying Christianity. It's destroying all that is good. That's not fucking good at all. Torturing people is not fucking good. If anyone belongs in the jail cells, it's the people who put people in jail cells. If anyone should get execution, it's the executioner, is it not? The executioner deserve an execution more than anyone they have executed. Because they have many counts of murder on their cases. Do they not? And so for police, they have killed many counts of murders that killed many people. Many acts of murders. Under Satan, under the God that's forsaken. The God of judgment is Satan. And this is a fact. It says it in the Bible. A God that has no plans is Satan. So when people say that Christians yet they allow the little kids to salute flags, which is child abuse, they're saluting Satan. How could they be? They're allowing Satan to read the word. That's the least they can do is say this shit is fucked up. At least that's what not avoiding this. Not anticipate, not agree, not avoid. But they are participating. They are agreeing. This is the problem. People are calling us as Christians, yet making a deal with Satan, and run this fucking world. How can you be a Christian and allow Satan to run this fucking world? Christ says spread the word, and instead, we're not spreading any words when we're allowing Satan to go on. Praying is not spreading the word. Praying is not spreading the word. Allowing Satan to run the world is not spreading the word. It's the opposite of spreading the word. You allow Satan to run this world. You're not spreading the words. You're not teaching anyone anything good. People are not learning. You have to let Satan run this world. Nothing tested. God makes it not just from God. Did anyone do that? But people follow this Christian only. You're gonna do it right. Do it right. Let's do things right. And not avoid the creative peace. And that's what all horrors begin right there. Every criminal derives from the police, from the government, and from the strings and related field. That's where all criminals come from. Because they come from Satan. So every criminal learns from the three-headed beast, are contaminated, are tainted by the three-headed beast. They're the cause. Yeah, they're the ones that put people in jail. They're creating this problem to begin with. They create the problems and torture people whom it's their fault did something. Their own fault that they did something. It's a three-headed beast's fault that some people do some things that aren't right. And on top of that, these hypocrites torture these people who are doing something or which is their own fault that they did to begin with. This is fucking wrong. This is the three-headed beast. Do not punish themselves. And no one is telling me what I'm saying. You're not avoiding. You're not avoiding. I am not avoiding. You don't gotta do it to their faces. It's okay to do it behind their backs or publicly without doing it to their faces. Like saying not avoiding. Just so long as you're saying, look, if I say to them something else, it's because I'm being fucking forced to. That these people are pushing for this truth. But the truth is, universally publicly, these people are not important. I do not agree with any pushing that they do so. Do that at the very least, you know what I'm saying? Do at least that. At the very least, do that. Because obviously they're dangerous. Not avoiding into their faces is not a good idea. But publicly, you can say these people are full of bullshit. That is the damn truth. Christ says truth is good. The truth is good. He didn't say racism exists because it doesn't. He did not say Satan should be running the world, but he did say to spread the word, to keep Satan from running the world. To keep that habit of nobody spreading any words. He's giving mixed signals and shit. They're saying, let's read the Bible out with while obeying Satan. That's giving people mixed signals. That's not spreading the word. That's not being. You're saying you're spreading the word and doing the wrong thing, and you're not spreading anything. You're giving people the wrong message. A lot of people think God is Satan because the government says one nation under God, a God with no Christ. That's Satan. Any God that has no Christ is Satan. So a lot of people think God is Satan. Are shooting themselves. That's the government's fault. Because they could get away with all their crimes. They have some license to help. And they say that is fucked up. That is fucked up. They teach us to be superficial since birth. The elbow that shrinks in the very good. They teach us to be superficial since birth. That is the teach to right, is it? We're not supposed to be superficial, but if you're not superficial, God will drive disease. And that right there is an earthquake. That is a fucking earthquake. It's a created beast. One of many that will do. One of many that will created beast. And there's no murder. And a fucking Christ. Fucking anyone, period. There's no racism. The legend has been said so. Anything that didn't exist then, not exist now. All these inventions, all these subcategories have been invented in time, belong to Satan. There is no racism, because back then it did not exist, so it still does not. The government. It was wrong then. Back then, the government, God saw it as evil. God saw the law as evil. God saw shrinks in the field. People who do that concept of shrinks in the field evil. God saw it as evil. He put up with it until he couldn't put up with it anymore like Papa. So he had to eat his finish and say, fuck this, I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna roll up my fucking sleeves. God does not agree with the law. God does not agree with government. God does not agree with the streets in the kingdom. It was Jesus. So we are treating them as if they are fucking holy when they derive of Satan, not God, not Christ. That's the lesson Christ told us, spread the word, to keep them from continuing to fuck up this world. But we have not spread anything. We're not spreading the word. We're obeying them. Obeying them and praying. It's okay to pray. It's good to pray. It's great to pray. But there are several ingredients missing from the recipe. Praying is one of several ingredients missing. Praying is not everything. Praying is an ingredient. An important one. A crucial one, but not all the ingredients that you need to destroy Satan and his three-headed beast. To destroy the three-headed beast, you gotta summon Christ. To summon Christ, you gotta stop obeying Satan. Christ is gonna let you all sink in your own puddles if you don't decide to walk with him on the fucking waters. You keep on listening to this fucking science bullshit. Science is destroying humanity. It's fucked up drugs. It's fucked up hate crime labels. Labeling people diseases for fucking reasons. They don't look at people to their faces. Now watch God. Christ did not look at everybody at their faces. Is he a fucking disease? These fucking bullshit diseases. Bullshit fucking diseases. Someone's quiet that fucking disease. Someone doesn't look at you in the eye, they're fucking disease. This is fucking bullshit. They did not exist back then as diseases because they're not. All these diseases are subcategories of hate towards good people. They're destroying Christianity by dividing them among different subcategories of hate that Satan has created. We're a bunch of licensed Nazis trying to destroy the foundation of good by tearing them apart, by having them destroy themselves, each other, by weakening their foundations and calling them fucking diseases for their fucking music, and keeping them from walking on the water that we should be walking on. But I say, it's true. The question is, what is going to be done? Are you going to activate Christianity? Activate the best good you can be. But you gotta carry that cross, no matter how heavy and painful it is. But are you gonna obey Satan and go for what's behind door number 2, which is torture? And I'm gonna be tortured. I'd rather be tortured on a cross nail than by obeying Satan. Either way, you're gonna get tortured. Get tortured being a fucking Christian then. Being a Christian. Not a fucking Christian. A Christian. A Christian. By being a Christian. Alright. So, I'm done here. If you're gonna get tortured doing the right thing, not tortured obeying fucking Satan. Because either way, you're gonna get tortured, but what the fuck obey Satan, right? And even if you didn't get tortured, why the fuck obey Satan? I'd rather be tortured, nailed to a fucking cross, than obey that motherfucking prick. And obey the law. This fucking the law thing is a mind thing. It's a fucking mind game. It's like money, a bunch of numbers, meaningless. Just to keep records on how much value you've given to someone else. It's like the only valuable things are of flesh and blood and of good. And Satan and his minions are of no good. They're worthless fucking garbage. So everything that all these subcategories, they're null and void. All these fake diseases, null and void. All this fucking power they have, null and void. The only power you listen to, Christians are supposed to listen to, is Jesus Christ. God, not fucking the tree, little beast. So I'll see you all later. Oh, I forgot my camera. I took my camera off. Why did I do that? There it is. There we go. Hey, what's the matter here? Where did I go? So I turned it back on again. Oh well. Unless you're a lip reader, it didn't matter that I can't read. Anyway, this thing is too small, you can't read my lips. My lips are saying, till next time. I'm still with my girls. Let me go.